Hello and welcome to another episode of 5 and 5. I'm Super Nintendo, and this series is a way for me to put together my thoughts on 5 topics. I keep it to 5 minutes or less, so my opinions are short and focused. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock, and let's get started. Resident Evil 7 is coming to the Switch, but there's a catch. This past Sunday, Capcom announced that they would be releasing Resident Evil 7 in Japan on the Nintendo Switch. This would be exciting news, except it's not actually running on the Switch. It's running from a cloud and it's streaming to the device. It'll cost $18 and the license will last for 6 months. While a streaming service would work with a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, it really doesn't work for the Switch since you need a constant internet connection to support it, which means that if you want to go portable with Resident Evil 7, you're going to need a pretty fast wireless connection. I'm worried that this might become the norm for Switch games. It's an interesting concept, but something that could totally wingclip the Switch's allure. I would much rather prefer a VR version of Resident Evil 7 on the PC without workarounds. Also, I'm more of a fan of games that I own outright. I'm still leery of games that are temporary, which brings me to my next topic. The rights to William and Bally pinball tables in Pinball Arcade will expire June 30th, which means that future players of the game will no longer be able to purchase them. Luckily, if you purchase the tables prior to June 30th, you'll be able to keep them. But these pinball tables are expensive, $5 a table, or you can buy the bundle, which is $30 a piece and includes 10 tables. Personally, I just want the Creature of the Black Lagoon and Ripley's Believe It or Not. I love those. After June 30th, they will be gone forever. Digital-only titles that rely on a license have been in existence for a while, and that puts gamers in a real bind. Do you buy the game now at full price, or do you wait until you're ready to play it and hope that the game is still available? Best Buy's Gamers Club Unlocked service has ended. The $30 for 2-year service provided a 20% discount on all new physical video games and even amiibos. There were a couple of other perks, but the big draw was that discount. Best Buy won't say exactly why they're canceling it, but it's pretty clear that this was unsustainable. After 3 games, the membership paid for itself, and if you start buying a ton of games, you're just cleaning house and Best Buy is eating the cost. But when Amazon offered a 20% discount on pre-orders that was already rolled into your Prime membership, it didn't really make sense to have 2 memberships unless you were an amiibo collector. So it appears that Gamestop is no longer going to take high-dollar retro titles like Aero Fighters for the Super Nintendo and Bubble Bobble Part 2 for the NES. Given the number of fakes in the wild, it seems that GameStop finally learned their lesson and stopped giving scammers free money. It also prevents GameStop from tarnishing their image further by selling counterfeit games. Plus, they haven't really been advertising that they're selling retro titles anymore. They used to be right on the top bar, but now you need to dig deeper in the site to get to them. A couple of GameStops had some retro video games in stock, but it looks like they've stopped selling them. Maybe it's because they're not getting a lot of stock in? I mean, it's hard enough for a local retro store that's been established for years to get people to come in and trade games. After all, this whole retro thing has seemed to be an experiment for GameStop, so it's natural that they're going to change some things. I hope at least more common games will still be brought in, but eventually everyone's going to have those and collectors will go elsewhere for their rarer titles. And with local video game stores closing, we'll either get an increase in garage sale deals or they just might end up in the dumpster. Alright, here's my last topic of the day, E3 predictions for 2018. Let's start out with Nintendo. I think that they're going to announce a special edition Switch console that's probably Smash Brothers related, and it'll come with a GameCube adapter and a special edition GameCube controller. Alright, let's go on to Sony. Sony will announce the release date for Kingdom Hearts 3, which will be in 2020. No Final Fantasy VII news, and there will be a Last Guardian Shadow of the Colossus type game teased. And since Sony's CEO just announced that the PlayStation 4 was ending its life cycle, we might get a tease of something even though they stated that they would not announce any new hardware. And let's talk about Microsoft. Their whole E3 schedule was apparently leaked, but I'm still hoping for some new Halo this year and some good exclusives. They've been lagging since the launch of the Xbox One, so hopefully this is the year that they start to turn it around. And that's it for the 5 and 5. What did you think? Be sure to leave a comment down below, and if you like this video, hit that like button, and if you're new here, why not subscribe for some future gaming content? Thanks so much for watching. I'm Super Nintendo, and I'll see you next time.